Hi, it's Paul Patterson here. I'm with Shotgun Tom Kelly, who's a member of the San Diego Train Museum.
Actually, we call it the San Diego Model Railroad Train Museum in Balboa Park,
Right.
very near the world-famous San Diego Zoo.
Cool. And how long have you been a member?
I'm kind of a new guy. I've only been here for about 2 years.
Wow. That's cool. But been into model railroading for how long?
Well, I had my layout built by Betsy and Lloyd Klusner, which is Lloyd's Layouts, about 4 years ago. And so they built my layout, which is on my pool table. And they also built a lift. So if I want to play pool, the layout goes up in the rafters and then comes down. And on the bottom of the layout is my pool light, see? So
Cool.
And then when I want to play trains, bring it right on down, set on the pool table.
I love it.
And I'm running a railroad.
Wow. And the cool thing is that Shotgun and we have two common interests. And I would say his is a professional interest, of course. It's trains and broadcasting.
That's right, baby.
Those are the two loves we have.
That's right. And you've got your own stations.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I do a little voice work on his stations, by the way.
Yeah, and maybe he'll give you a little cue as to how he introduces my morning show.
Okay, go ahead. What do you want me to say?
Okay, well, it's live from San Francisco. It's Paul Patterson and the K101 morning team, or morning show.
Okay.
That's it.
Live from San Francisco, it's Paul Patterson and the K101 morning team.
See, isn't that nice?
I don't know if it's that nice.
Well, it's very nice. And
But you're nice.
Thank you.
You're nice.
Well, thank you. Very nice.
So anyway, here we are. By the way, you see over here, that is the San Diego Depot, which is still there today, and it's kind of it's a staple. A lot of railroad layouts that are depicting San Diego always have that depot.
It's an icon. Right?
Yeah,
it
is.
Definitely is.
Well, it was built during the exposition when they had it here that created Balboa Park, and they wanted, when people took the train in here, they wanted a wonderful representation of San Diego. So it kind of looks like a church, but it's not. It's a railroad depot, and the people came into San Diego to go to the exposition, which was here in Balboa Park. All these buildings were built for the exposition.
And it's got beautiful Spanish architecture.
Yes, yes. And all these buildings were supposed to be temporary, but it turns out they're permanent. City of San Diego has refurbished them, and that's why we have this wonderful Balboa Park. And this particular building right here was totally refurbished, and that's how we can have 5 layouts in this museum. Right now we're in the HO layout. The O gauge is across the way, and we have 2 HO layouts. And we have one, what they call 3-railer. That's more of a kind of a toy, but it's an authentic looking toy. This is my dad's yard office. Now, when I was a kid, about 6 years old, my dad would say, "Hey, Tommy, you want to go down and pick up my paycheck?" I said, "I'd love to, Dad." So we would go down to this yard office on Crosby Street, and he'd park the car right there. We'd go in. He had a locker there. That's where his paycheck was. He'd say hello to the guys. I'd say hello to the guys. We'd get back in the car, get on Crosby Street, and go home. And that building is still there today. My dad, when he took me around the yard on the switch engine would be parked here. And so he'd park his car there, and we'd get on the switch engine, and we would go pick up boxcars around San Diego. We go down to Chula Vista, pick up a boxcar. We go down to National City, pick up another one, and bring it back up here to the yard where the yard office is. Well, you see, I did mornings on B100, KFM, BFM, and this display that we're going to see about me and my dad started with that billboard. You see, one of the guys, I brought the billboard in for show and tell, and one of the guys in the club said, "Oh, that billboard is beautiful. We ought to put it on the layout." So what he did is he went and got a drilled a hole on the layout and put the billboard up. Well, that didn't set too well with the guys, because if you're going to add something to our layout, you must have permission. He didn't have any permission to do that. So one of the guys said, they called me up because my face is on the billboard. So they called me up and said, "Why did you do that?" That billboard is a spectacular, and those billboards were not even in existence in 1959, 49, 59. The little teeny billboards were. So that was definitely not for this layout. So they got all upset. Well, Mike Thornhill, who is my guy when I run my trains, he's my leader that I report to. And he says, Shotgun, you've done so many wonderful things promoting the San Diego Model Railroad Museum in Balboa Park, very near the San Diego Zoo. Why don't we go ahead and give you your own display? So that's how this display was born. Started out with the billboard. Then they said, well, we need a picture of you when you got your star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. There that is. And then if you come over here, you will actually see my dad in the switch engine on the 2357. And we saw the yard office, and that is the switch engine that he ran for many, many years. That's the switch engine that I actually got to ride around the yard with my dad, picking up boxcars and stuff. And then my dad also had the passenger run. See this red war bonnet?
Yeah.
He had the passenger run from San Diego to Los Angeles. And so when I was 9 years old, I asked my dad, I said, Dad, can I get up there with you? And he says, no, son, I'm sorry, it's against safety rules. So when I was 9 years old, I didn't get a chance to do that. But now I'm 72, and I do a lot of promotion for the California State Railroad Museum, where that engine is on display.
Never over here.
This is the last one in the world.
Really?
So anyway, I got up there and they said, Shotgun, you've done so much for us. What can we do for you? I said, well, you've got my dad's engine in the museum. All I want to do is just get up there and sit where Dad sat. Is that all you want to do? I said, yeah, I'd be real satisfied to that. They said, well, why don't we take it out of the museum? We can't put any diesel in it because it's designed to be inside. But we'll put it on the track next to our museum. We'll push it with an Amtrak, and you can ride your dad's train for 14 miles.
There are several great videos on YouTube featuring Shotgun Tom Kelly. Two train videos I recommend are Shotgun Tom Kelly rides the 347C, his father's train in Sacramento, and also a video about Shotgun Tom Kelly's home layout.